win this pot.
No pair here. Good thing a deuce didn't come.
Well, that's the problem with making almost a min raise before the flop. You do that because the blinds are so big, but sometimes it backfires because you can't muscle a guy out that's already got some investment in. Fedor taking that pot. 4 players remain. Who will take down this championship title? Coming back for more on WPT Alpha 8. Welcome back to WPT Alpha 8. 4 players remain. Total prize pool, $4.4 million. First place prize up close to $1.6. Along with that, the champion will get the Hublot Oceanographic 4,000 watts worth $22,000. And also a 14-karat Aura solid gold MasterCard loaded with 10,000. All the goodies. And right now, Fedor Holtz from Austria, $8.3 million in chips.
Yeah, Fedor eyeing that Showcase Showdown. Believes it has his name on it. And everything he's shown us so far makes me believe he's the man to beat at this final table. Meanwhile, Sean Winter with King Jack here. He is our short stack on about 15 blinds. He's going all in.
Certainly is. Pushes Fedor out of the way. Daniel Negreanu can't pick up a hand. So Sean Winter from Florida. Tough cash player, loves football. He went to summer camps at Florida State. He idolizes Florida State University, football, and a real football guy. Among other things, great poker player. So, big prize pool here at Alpha 8. And our chip leader, Fedor Holtz, actually rebought once, so he's in for $200,000. These are the high rollers in poker. Now look at this. Once again, Sean Winter with ace-10, shoving all in.
Yeah, Sean continuing to execute that strategy of moving in pre-flop when he's somewhere around 15 blinds. Does the same thing here with an ace-10. Yet again, no takers.
He is going to bully away that pot, and he's playing good short-handed poker, just going to shove. And it looks like it's always a good move. That old cliche is, it works every time but once. And then you say, whoops, what did I do? That is the old Mike Sexton line, by the way, as you could tell.
What have I done?
All right, back to the action. Fedor taking a rest with all those chips, and now Daniel Negreanu picking up a pair of sixes. We'll make it 135 to go into Nick, who we can't see his cards yet.
Nick is just a little below 30 blinds here, sitting in the small blind. Has the short stacked Sean Winter behind him in the big blind. And he is counting down his stack here.
Yep, and look, oh wow, he's got a pair of eights.
Now, eights have been the hand of destiny at this final table.
All in.
Well, he's going to go all in over the top. Winter gets out of the way.
Exact count, please.
1.6.
And Negreanu very serious, going exactly what it's going to cost me.
1.65.
Not including the small blind.
1.7.
And this is a very close decision for Daniel. I think that sixes are the borderline hand to have here. I think he would probably fold pocket fives. He would quickly call pocket sevens. Sixes, the ones he needs to think it over and make a decision with.
Well, yeah, the psychology is, Petrangelo could be raising with deuces, threes, fours, or fives going all in.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he'd be dominating. However, if he's got bigger pairs like he does, you just made a boo-boo.
It's very, very close again. I don't think I'm going to throw this one away. That'd be silly. What the hell? I got to gamble with the guy eventually. He's doing that, right? So.
Daniel likely believes that if Nick had tens through aces, he would make a small re-raise pre-flop to entice Daniel to move over the top.
1.695 is
So he
correct,
believes
yeah.
that perhaps Nick's hands are weighted towards the weaker pairs. As we know, Nick happens to have one better than Daniel's pocket sixes.
1.695 is correct, yeah?
Daniel in a quandary. He's the second chip leader at this point with close to 2.4. Do you want to play it safe and just throw it away?
Though if he has one of those hands, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. He has one of those little pairs. He's joking about it. He knows what we're talking about.
Daniel easily has the most vocal thought process in poker.
You're good at poker. You're good at poker. That sways my decision.
Get the chart out.
Well, I'm not sure what the chart would say about this one, Vince. It is really close.
Yeah.
You feel lucky? I feel lucky. Ah, what the hell? Let's go. Good luck.
Pocket nines?
No, not that good. But a pair.
And so he is going to make the call here.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe he has a smaller pair.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Daniel had 8s before, up against a guy that had jacks. He sucked out on that. Maybe he can do it again. He would knock out Nick Petrangelo.
Pair versus pair. You did this to me a couple times before. That's what also played into my head. You can't always have a bigger pair when I have a pair. Well, you did.
Says it in the charts.
I haven't hit a set in like 20 minutes. Right.
Daniel staying happy-go-lucky.
He finds this hilarious.
Here we go with the flop. Can he get lucky? Not there. Ace, ace, 10.
Handball.
Chop possibilities.
Yeah, let's go 10 and a big card. How about that? I'll take it.
Daniel's actually down to 1 out here. Fedor Holtz folded the 6 of clubs
Woohoo!
pre-flop.
Big one. King or a 10. Yeah.
But with a 10
I'll
or a
take that.
king, he
Or
could get a
6.
chop pot
That
here,
works
which would
too.
be a
Round
great
three.
result.
Let's just go king or
I'm
a 10.
going 9.
I like having this many
9
outs.
of spades.
Oh, it's a 7.
Club, dude.
I'm not sure how, but Daniel has a better time losing than I do winning.
He does seem very, very pleased.
8s are the magic hand
I
today.
know,
I
you
guess.
haven't lost.
I didn't want to
that.
say anything. I didn't want to say anything when I was all in with him.
Big reversal of fortune. This is going to put Petrangelo in second chip position. We flip-flop. That's got us smart. 4 players going after this major title at Bellagio, and we're coming back for more on WPT Alpha 8. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. We are at Bellagio for WPT's Alpha 8. 4 players compete for this title tonight. I'm Vince Van Patten alongside Tony Dunst. And let's take a look at the chip leaders stack. Fedor Holtz, 8.2 million. And Daniel Negreanu is the short stack with under 700 at this point.
Yep, Daniel called Nick's all in, holding a pair of 6s, but ran into a pair of 8s. Failed to suck out, and so now he is our short stack. Nick, clearly in second place, holding Jack 8 on the button. Gonna just call.
Just call. Sean Winter with Queen 5 of hearts. Elects to fold.
Yeah, Sean doesn't want to complete in the small blind and risk being eliminated before Daniel. Fedor will check with Jack 5 in the big blind. We go to our flop, which is King 8-5 2 hearts. So a gin flop had Sean Winter elected to play for 30,000 more. Instead, Nick has second pair against the bottom pair of Fedor.
Yeah, they both got a piece of it. Fedor's checked. Nick's gonna bet 70,000.
Well, after Sean folded the 5 of hearts, there's only 1 left in the deck here for Fedor as we go to the turn. And of course he finds it.
Wow. 5 hits on the turn. 3 of a kind for Fedor. Wow.
When you're on, Vince.
Yeah.
Wow.
Action on Fedor. Taking a long time, but wow, he's getting out betting chips, it appears. I like this bet.
Yeah, this is a very smart play from Fedor. He knows that he can represent a flush draw or a straight draw here by leading out. In actuality, he has trips.
115. Yeah, it doesn't look... If you had trips, sometimes you think you would mostly check it to hope to get bigger action, but he leads out, gets the call, gets the action, going down to the river. Oh, an irrelevant 3 of diamonds means nothing. Great card for Fedor.
Yeah, great card for Fedor. It misses all the straight and flush draws out there. So now the question for Fedor is, how much do I bet? How much is Nick willing to call here? Pot is 540,000 in there.
Nick in second chip position, starting this handout with close to 3.5. Yep. What's the extraction going to be? Now look at this. This is an oversized bet of 675. Very interesting.
What a smart bet from Fedor Holtz, because he knows that this bet polarizes his holdings between bluffs and trips.
He
Gets
gets
a
the
loose call from Nick.
Yep.
That's so tilting. I thought he raised button. I would have doubled.
Just a beautiful play there by Fedor Holtz, taking down that one, and it's a big one.
Nice hand.
Thanks.
How much?
And Sean Winter folded the last 5 pre-flop, so Fedor hits the 1-outer on the turn, drags a nice pot from Nick, and puts further separation between himself and the field.
Yeah. I guess I double somehow. That's sick. As soon as I'm folding, I'm like, damn it.
Well, he raised the button?
No, he didn't. I thought he did.
He
And,
limped.
and I would have limped.
Yeah.
I just had the 5 extra hearts that it's queen 5 hearts.
Wow. And you had your glasses on and everything.
I know.
You strapping?
Oh, no, I was
Who's betting?
Fedor with over 2/3 of the chips in play, while 4-handed. Running as pure as it gets.
Let's get back down to the table. Nick Petrangelo. Nice mid-pair of 7s. Nick's gonna raise to 135 to go.
All in.
Behind him, Sean Winter with ace-10 isn't gonna mess around. He's going all in. Fedor, Daniel out.
Can I get a count?
$1,035,000.
That's been his style of play so far on this middling stack size. But this time,
Is it $1 million?
he's run into a player who has something he can continue with, but does Nick want to make the call with pocket 7s?
Usually don't want to call off with a mid-pair. Give the guy credit. Walk away to play another day, but he's gonna do it.
Yeah, Nick does make the call here.
And we got a nice race going on.
Nick slightly in front with the pair.
And the guy that's got to be happy is Negreanu, who's on a real short stack, and he's saying, hey, maybe there's a chance this could be bad for
big
Sean.
flip.
Knock him out. I'd move up a couple $100,000 for sure in prize money. But we will see. Here come the first 3. And the flop is a king, queen, 7. 3 of a kind, just like that from Nick Petrangelo.
Play the door card with a little extra sweat behind it.
Huge flop for Nick.
Good looking flop for Nick, but not quite over for Sean, who can hit a jack for an ace-high straight.
Yes, he can. Hoping against hope, but not to be on the 4th Street. A 4.
Well, you can, but you know,
It won't matter.
no redraw.
Sean Winter, a long shot
9 of hearts.
to pull this off. River card is an ace. It's not going to work out for Sean Winter.
Good game, man. It was a pleasure.
He is gone in 4th chip position. He'll take home $441,000 here tonight.
I think I should have limped last hand, and
Real winner of that hand was Daniel Negreanu, though,
Yeah.
who moves up $200,000 in prize money by sitting back and doing nothing.
Sean with a couple buy-ins is out. And taking home $441,000. Over to talk to the great Lynn Gilmartin.
Sean, 4th place. Congratulations, $440,000 in your pocket.
Thank you.
It's got to help soften the blow, right?
yeah, a little bit. Still stuck on the week, but
No.
it's okay.
It still hurts. You're going for first.
Yeah, of course. Couldn't really do much though. Couldn't play as aggressive as I wanted. Fedor on my left in the big chip lead, but
Yeah.
did what I could.
How is that table? How is the dynamic at the table? Because so many chips are in front of Fedor, everyone seems to be a little bit restricted.
Yeah, no one could really do much, you know. That's just how it was set up.
And what do you think of Fedor's game? How's he playing this final table?
Well, he's doing everything correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. You played so well. It was great watching you play, watching you stare down those players. You got an intimidating stare down, I gotta tell you. All right. Thank you so much, Sean. That's it for us from Las Vegas. Make sure you join us next time as we are 3-handed now here at WPT Alpha 8. For Tony Dunst and Vince Van Patten, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Good night.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Tonight, we crown a champion.
The road for our final 3 has been filled with high-stakes fun,
Oh, you don't want me
I don't
in?
want you going with that.
drama,
But he's hit his 8. Three of a kind for Negreanu.
and excitement. It all started 2 days ago when an elite field of players ponied up at least $100,000 to create a prize pool worth over $4.4 million. At the turn of a card, most of our field fell wayside. Only 3 outstanding poker players remain, all professionals, sitting at the brink of making poker history.
Welcome to Bellagio for the grand finale of WPT Alpha 8.
Bellagio. For over a decade, we have seen poker's greatest players prove their skills and earn millions here at the jewel of the Vegas Strip. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the final episode of WPT Alpha 8 Las Vegas. I'm Vince Van Patten, alongside my good friend and poker savant Tony Dunst, and tonight is the moment we have been building up to. We crown a champion.
Yeah, that's right, Vince, and it's come down to 3 very different players, Daniel Negreanu, Fedor Holtz, and Nick Petrangelo. And as you can see, Fedor is way out in front, while Daniel a clear short stack, so Nick's hands are tied right now until Daniel either gets eliminated or doubles up.
Well, we're talking about big money here at Bellagio. Let's go watch him play. $1 million, so 2 millionaires in the making. Negreanu on the short stack at this point.
3.5. You have 3.5? I don't know. I'm not going to count.
Looks like
I'll count when Daniel gets out of here.
Yeah, I'm not going nowhere.
Action on the chip leader. This is Fedor's first Alpha 8 appearance. He lives in Austria, grew up in Germany.
Nick, predicting Daniel's elimination there, says, yeah, I'll count out my chips once Daniel's out of here. But since he has a playable hand here, he wants to eye his stack, figure out what he would be risking to get involved with Fedor. I imagine because of Daniel's stack, he'll take a risk-averse strategy to this hand. Let's see.
Yeah, 3.5.
Oh. That is thinking it through. Not going to raise it with the 6s. And we're going to have a little fight between ace-10 and a pair of 6s. And the flop is a queen 10-8, so Fedor out flopping.
Fedor checks behind with his second pair on the coordinated texture, bringing a 4 of spades on the turn. Another check from Nick, over to Fedor. Is he gonna allow one more free card? Doesn't look like it.
Nope. He's saying no slumming it around here. Either get out or pay me off. Fedor taking down that pot. Fedor burst on the scene after winning the 2014 PokerStars World Cup of Online Poker main event for $1.3 million. Started playing poker at 18 years old. He dropped out of school and just took up poker.
Fedor on Team Dropout with me.
Without even doing numbers and stuff.
That's right, you did that as well.
I wasted more time in school before I dropped out. Fedor, clearly the smarter of the two of us, got it over with immediately.
All right, on to the next hand, Daniel. Quick fold by him. Nick Petrangelo with king 8. Not going to raise, just calling. And Fedor Holtz with a 9-10.
Yeah, Nick's still trying to reduce his variance against Fedor as long as Daniel is alive and short stacked. Fedor, aware of that dynamic, gonna raise it up here and knock Nick out before they ever get to a flop.
Fedor, he's already been knocked out of this tournament once, but he got to rebuy.
He was selling some action on Twitter before he entered that second bullet too. Vince, we could have invested in him. We could be the guys winning that $1.6 million.
Is this only our first level back?
Yeah. And then the next one's the same level with Bigger Annie.
Seems like it's been a while. High stress situations.
Six about 550 plus the 60, whatever. 10 big blinds. Oh, you guys are good.
Now look at this. Oh man, they fold and Daniel shows aces.
That's absurd.
Give it away. I didn't even look yet.
How do they know?
Wow.
That's discouraging when you get a quality hand like that
Looked, no value.
and you get no money for it.
That's sick.
That's actually sick.
That's hilarious.
Vince, I think that was the first walk of this entire final table, and it happens when Daniel has aces.
He's still on the short stack. He could have used the chips. All right, moving on. Fedor looks down at a nothing hand, and now Daniel,
All in. How much?
and he's going to push all in.
6 something.
I need
600 and...
Uh-oh, Nick has
What is that?
a
55.
possible calling hand here with Queen Jack.
You called?
Yes, sir.
He's doing it.
Oh, I have you beat. The nuts.
He's doing it.
The king. I always get him to put it in bad. Tell you what.
Daniel joking around.
Yeah, look at these donkeys calling me the queen high.
He's out in front, slight favorite.
You owe me 655.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't you feel like maybe I should win this one since you sucked out on
I had aces last hand.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
because I
true.
sucked out on who?
Keith?
No, because you sucked out on somebody else too.
That was for small.
I think the king high is the best hand. You might as well just hold it.
I have one straight draw, you have two.
Got all kinds. I got 2 flush draws, you've only got 1.
That's a good point. That's a real point, too.
It's true.
Daniel needs this right now. Let's take a look at the first 3 cards.
There's your jack. You got a pair, but I got a flush draw.
Jack's for Nick.
Now I want you to have
I have
a...
a backdoor full house and straight draw.
He's outflopped Daniel.
True.
Daniel Negreanu on the brink of extinction here. Going to the turn. It's a queen, giving 2 pair.
Kind of not the
No.
worst card. No, you know,
Not
10
sure
in
if
the
you
money.
want them.
It's
if
better.
You want the backdoor.
It's better. You have more outs now.
Down to the river. Daniel needs a 10 in order to survive.
Nine
King, no
heart.
help.
Can he pull this off? It's not going to work out. 6 of
Yeah.
spades on the river.
Good luck. Play well,
It was
gentlemen.
really fun playing with you.
You too, man.
I had a good time.
All right, good. Okay, we'll get him for the next
So one of the greats in the game, Daniel Negreanu, gets up from the table.
Where's my money?
A lot of class. Until he said that. Only kidding. Great effort by Daniel. Got to take home a whopping 640 tonight. Over to talk to Lynn.
Oh, Daniel, 3rd place. Now, I know you said that you were here for the win, specifically for the win, but you've got to be happy with that 640,000.
Yeah, 3rd place is better than 4th place, which is better than 5th place, but not as good as 1st or 2nd. So, you know, satisfied but not satisfied, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does, a little bit. Now, tell us about this final table. How are all the players holding up against Fedor? What's going on?
Well, it was a tough final. You know, everyone knew how to play the short stack really well, and I had a very interesting situation where I based my decision based on the fact that the competition was tough. If they weren't, I would have folded a pair of 6s, but because they're all good players, I know that I have to take those situations and play the maths, if you will. So I called it the 6s, and that didn't work out. If it had, you know, maybe it would be me and Fedor going heads up.
Okay, got it. Now, do you enjoy having to switch it up and play the math if that's not usually the way that you would like to play?
I find playing the math really boring. You know, that's the boring part. Like, I like playing the people. I think poker's a people game, and that's what's gotten me to where I am today. It's not focusing on the numbers. It's focusing on the people and what do they think that I think that they think that I think they think I'm going to do.
Wow, there's so many levels to poker, it is so hard to keep up. Now, Nick is going heads up with Fedor. What do you think of his chances, Nick's chances?
Well, I mean, it's good. Yeah, I mean, they're both good players. Anything can happen at this point, but there's a lot of play left. They both have a lot of chips, so this could go a while.
Okay, good. All right, well, it's always so great to see you play. Thanks, Daniel.
Cheers.
So now, with Daniel Negreanu out, we have 2 players, millionaires in the making. The heads-up battle about to begin. We're coming back for more. Stay with us on WPT Alpha 8.
Tonight's WPT Alpha 8 champion will receive an array of treasures, including the Hublot Oceanographic 4000 watch, the Aura Lifestyle Solid Gold MasterCard, the trophy, and of course, all this cash.
Well, a lot on the line tonight, and it's not just about the prize pool.
No, there's a sense of pride and accomplishment that comes with taking down a major poker event like this.
That's right, and over the break, Lynn had a chance to speak with our 2 remaining players.
Coming in to start the day, did you think that you would make it to this point?
Of course, you hope that you will, but you know, there's so much variance, and you know, there's a million scenarios that can happen. So really, it was possible to finish at any place, and definitely nice to be heads up.
Yeah. Well, you are guaranteed at least $1 million payday. There's about $500,000 difference between first and second. A common thing that happens, I guess, at this point in a tournament is making a deal. Have you guys discussed anything like that?
Yeah, we discussed it and decided that we would do the standard type of deal, just basically by the percentage of chips in play that we each have. So obviously Fedor got a lot more. Just reduces a little bit of variance. As this goes on, it will get shorter stacked, and heads up, we might play some, pots where they get big quickly. So it's good to eliminate a little bit of variance.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
So you actually bought into this tournament twice, and our champion last season, Lucky Chewy, he also did the same thing. Does it change anything at all coming in with 2 bullets?
It seems like the perfect strategy. I don't know. I mean, it's like, for me, it doesn't. Like, it's not the first time I've had to use the second. It's like a new tournament. Like, I don't see it as, oh, I'm in for 200. It's just a new entry, and I thought it's a good tournament, and I thought it's it's a good investment, so
yes,
I went for it, and it seems like it worked out pretty well.
It certainly has. Now, you've been playing at this final table all day long. Very tough final table. Nick, you're going heads up with. He's one of the tough ones. Would you have liked to have gone heads up with him? Maybe someone else? How are you feeling about that?
I think my favorite player would have been Daniel, just for the fun of it. But like, I mean, Nick is a great player, and yeah, I think he deserves it. So yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, you think you'll put up a tough fight?
I mean, of course, it's going to be fun, for sure.
I love it. It's all fun. That smile, he can't wipe it off his face. I wouldn't either if I had just guaranteed myself $1 million. Well, good luck out there. All right, thanks.
There they are, Fedor Holtz, 9.3 million. Nick Petrangelo, 4.1. Both of them going to be millionaires. But who will take the title and all the goodies that go with it? Let's go to the felt.
Yeah, I really thought that Fedor was going to run away with this one, Vince, but Nick, by winning some of the big pots leading up to heads up, has given him a chance to take down Fedor here.
Well, look, Nick's just going to walk over and win the first pot, and the antes are up to 20,000, blind 60-120. And one double up by Nick, and then he becomes the big chip leader, so this is actually going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that's right. The chips can fly heads up, and that's one of the reasons the two guys made a deal. And not only is there an enormous showcase of prizes still at risk here, but Fedor very much wants to have a major poker title to his name, so he's playing for pride and sort of legacy here.
All right, Nick has raised with Queen 10. Fedor gonna call with Jack 9, and here is the flop. It is a 9-7-4, so 9's for Fedor. Nothing for Nick. Fedor checks, Nick checks. Going to the turn, King of Diamonds.
So Nick picks up a gut shot straight draw after checking behind on the flop, but Fedor is still in the lead with second pair, reaching for chips.
Got his pair of 9s, getting chips out, 275. Does Nick just give this up? Nick has 13 career World Series of Poker cashes. He won a bracelet back in 2015. No, he's going to call this.
Yeah, Nick getting a little sticky here, perhaps intends to bluff on the river if he catches the right card, but the 4 of diamonds will not be an easy one for him to represent. Fedor likely believes he has the best hand. It's possible his opponent could have a king, but Fedor not concerned enough about that potential. Still going to bet here for value, 575,000. Trying to represent one of the missed draws on the board and get a light call from Nick. Would be a very light call if he called with queen high.
And Nick has to fold the hand.
Well, Nick gives Fedor a little stare down, but eventually releases his hand. Allows Fedor to drag the first significant pot of our heads up.
Fedor has a couple superstitions. He likes to get to the tables early, about 20 minutes. You know why? He wants to meditate.
Yeah, we had some footage of him doing that earlier on in this tournament. Despite the fact that there was all kinds of noise and lights and interviews going on around him, Fedor, at peace, looked very serene at the table. Raises up Jack 4 there. Nick quickly folds 7-4.
That's the way you do it.
Hard to say who has more heads-up experience in this match. Fedor, a high-volume online player. Nick, a guy who's been in poker longer than Fedor. Certainly played some online poker, played plenty of live poker. Couldn't tell you which of them has been heads-up more. But they both play like they're very familiar with the change in dynamics that heads up will create. Of course, you have to loosen your starting hand conditions. You have to bet for value a lot more thin than you would at a full-handed table. You have to bluff more frequently.
Well, on this flop, Nick raised before the flop, and now they both check after the flop, and on the turn, Fedor picks up 5, so he's out in front.
Yep, Fedor
Couple junk hands.
checks it over to Nick, who now has a gut shot.
And after the check, Nick is going to bet 275 with 8 high. And Fedor, because he's got a little piece of that, you know, he's like my crazy cousin, you know? He's always around. And he calls it 8 on the river, so Nick out rivers Fedor right there, hits 8s.
5.
They both check.
And so with a little magic on the river, Nick connects.
Yep, no apologies needed at a poker game.
What was it, 4 or 5?
Ever, ever, ever.
And since that river put 3 to a flush and 4 to a straight out there, Nick elects to check behind. Didn't try and bet for value. Unlikely he would have been paid off by Fedor there. Although we'll never know.
That's right. All right, action on Fedor. He's got a miserable looking 6 deuce, but he's gonna raise to 250 to call now.
Oh, but are any cards miserable in the hands of Fedor Holtz?
Yeah, you're right about that. Ace 10 of clubs for Nick. No raise, gonna disguise the strength of that hand with a non-raise, and we are flopping, and the flop is a 9-6-3, 2 of them clubs, so that's a 4 flush for Nick. But a pair of 6s for Fedor, they both check, 7 on the turn.
Well, Fedor's still in the lead on the turn, but Nick does pick up outs. He can now hit an 8 for a straight, an ace or a 10 for a superior pair, or a club for a nut flush.
And Nick on him. Now, he graduated from college. He moved to New York to begin job hunting. You know, he never received a call back from anybody, from any interview, so he said, forget that, I might as well play poker.
How much? 345?
Well, he must have exuded charm in those interviews.
Thank goodness for not getting employed. That's what I say. Well, he has bet and he has been called. Let's see if he can pick off a club. And it is a club. How do you like that? You can't get that in the job market. What a thrill.
You're right. He couldn't get in the club on the job market.
Now look at this.
Now, it's a pot of $1.2 million. Right now, Nick contemplating how much he can get called from Fedor, and $2 million, a huge bet from Nick.
Way oversized bet. Trying to get the oversized, maybe I'm bluffing call, but Fedor too smart for that. Actually mucks before the $2 million goes in. These guys are battling heavily for a major title. Who's going to be our champ? We're coming back soon on the WPT Alpha 8. Well, back to WPT Alpha 8.
With a difference of more than $500,000 between first and second, we learned Fedor Holtz and Nick Petrangelo made a deal going into Heads Up.
Now, we wanted to dig deeper into the subject, so we had our own Lynn Gilmartin sit down with WPT Executive Tour Director Matt Savage to talk about the art of the deal.
Now, Matt, there is an important element to poker that many people may not be aware of, and that's deal making. Tell us what exactly deal making is.
Well, deal making is a part of the tournament, usually towards the end stages, where players will agree to chop up the money. So let's say that you had an event where there was 10 people at $1,000 or something like that, and you got down to 2 players and there's 10,000 in the prize pool. These guys might agree by chip count to chop up whatever that is. And this happens in all tournaments, all across from, you know, the $5 tournament at your local casino, in your home game, all the way up to the biggest tournaments in the world.
And why do people make deals?
I think people make deals because sometimes there's a fear of the other player. Maybe there's sometimes they feel that they don't want to go down to a flip of a card over the big part of the prize money. Many times in these prize pools, the first place prize is so much bigger than second place. So because of that, they want to take some of the risk out of it, and then they want to, you know, chop up that money to make it a little more balanced.
And so when is it that people will make a deal?
People sometimes, when they're one out of the money, people will say, hey, let's make a deal so we pay this extra spot. Sometimes, you know, they'll do it when there's 5 players left, 4 players left, even heads up. But it seems like a lot of times in the poker tournaments, these deals are made.
How do you make a deal?
Well, Most of the time it depends on how many chips you have in front of you. But sometimes it comes down to the skill, you know, and there's a skill in actually making a deal. So a lot of times people will say, well, I'm a better player than this guy, so maybe I'll take a little more money. And there's a negotiation. And like I said, that's a skill in itself. So people will actually deal, you know, maybe they don't have as many chips as the other guy, but they want to chop it even because they feel like I'm a better player. So it comes down to negotiation. It's not generally the part of the actual tournament staff or the tournament director that gets involved in that. It's up to the players to make that deal. Now, if somebody at the table says, I don't want to make that deal, then it's play on.
And so once a deal is made, how does that then affect play?
Well, a lot of times in these tournaments, there's other prizes to play for. I mean, here at the Alpha 8, we have, you know, the Hublot watch, we have the Aura card, we have, you know, the title itself is very important. So many times in that situation, they'll leave a little bit of money on the table or they'll leave some kind of prize on the table that they'll continue to play for. And I think that, you know, makes a lot of sense for players to do this because it's too much risk sometimes.
Yeah, it's nice to balance out that risk.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
You got it.
Well, what's interesting is poker deals have been happening in tournaments for a long time, but no one's talked about them. Tony, what's your experience with poker deals?
Well, you're right, Vince. Deal making was often kept in the shadows in tournament poker, but it's actually very commonplace. I know that if I get heads up against another professional, I'm probably going to make a deal, try and reduce my variance. Meanwhile, if I get heads up against an amateur player, I'm probably going to use that situation to apply even more pressure on him.
Yeah, you're a good professional, you know what you're doing, but however, sometimes you win the tournament and you're kicking yourself. You say, why did I do that? I just threw back a couple $100,000. Does that happen to you?
No, I think that's kind of results-oriented thinking, and in poker, we like to take a long-term approach to our financial decision-making.
Well, what's interesting, even though they're making deals, they're still playing cutthroat poker because there is only one champion, so these guys are playing hard no matter what. They get all the accolades, and that's got to be fun. All right, we're coming back with more heads-up action with Alpha 8 in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to Bellagio in Las Vegas for WPT's Alpha 8. The heads-up action continues. Austrian Fedor Holtz with close to 9 million. Nick Petrangelo, the American, with about 4.5. In this hand, they both have the same miserable hand, 10-8.
Yeah, am I seeing double here, Vince? Because these guys have the same hand in the same suits.
Very rare.
Which makes them 1% to win each and 98% to chop.
Oh, look at this flop. It's a 9-8-3. And on Nick, he quickly checks. They both check 4 on the turn. They got the same thing. Now, Nick, with his eights, gonna make a solid bet of 300,000. Fedor is gonna stay in there. He makes the call. Gosh, they're gonna both be so disappointed. River card, a 5 of hearts, or delighted. I don't know.
I'm gonna guess that Fedor is delighted and Nick is disappointed. That's just a personality read, though.
There's a check by Nick. And they show the hand. And look at this. It's like kissing your cousin or something. It's just not that satisfying.
Same suit.
It's just, why did I say that?
We don't have time for this. Chop pots.
Yeah, what is this?
This is
Like, come on. Nobody loves a chop pot.
All right, on to the next hand.
The card sounds like it has some convenient things going on, though.
Nick's got 6s.
That's definitely true. You want a baby tiger?
Yeah, I have baby tiger sent to Monaco.
And now Fedor with a king-queen. You know, if Clark Kent was shrunken down to a smaller person, it would be Fedor.
Just needs a phone booth.
That's right. You put a little cape on him, I'd believe it. All right, now look at this. Fedor has raised.
How much is it?
Yeah, Fedor with a 3-bet here going up to 775,000.
All in?
But Nick coming right back over the top. He's all in for 4.5 million.
5-ish.
I know.
And we're just free rolling basically for the watch.
Fedor with a difficult decision to make here. King Queen is a strong hand heads up, but it shrivels up a little bit when you're facing a fourth bet.
Take that, Superman. And it's very rare you see Fedor looking vulnerable. He's the guy that pushes everyone around at the table. He's the confident one.
There's a kryptonite joke in here somewhere. And Fedor, not looking to recklessly commit his stack here, really wants to win this tournament and give himself the best opportunity to do that.
It's a very interesting one.
So he's questioning whether calling off Nick's stack holding king-queen can be the right play.
It is callable. Nick could have ace-king, ace-queen be out in front, a bigger pair. It's a pair you're going to have a race. It's a tough call to make.
Yeah. If Fedor could see Nick's hand, he would definitely call, but he's worried that Nick either has a stronger pair or is in a dominating position with something like ace-queen or ace-king.
I mean, Nick doesn't plunge away like that, and Fedor finally lays it down.
You almost make a bad call, a loose call that you wouldn't have.
Superman getting manhandled there.
Not necessarily a bad call, but like a loose one.
And Nick shaking up his game very well. We started out with 39 players and 6 rebuys. A total of 45 total entries, putting up 100,000 each. That's a huge prize pool here at Bellagio. And on we go. King 7 for Fedor. He's raised to 275, but right behind him, Nick's got the goods. Ace queen of spades.
Little rush here going on for Nick Pietrangelo. Let's see if he wants to play for more.
Got so confident from that last hand, pushing all in, pushing Fedor around, and now he picks up this hand. Good things happen when you get aggressive, usually. Maybe that's what we're seeing. And he's going to try to push him around again with that hand. 3 bets, 775 total.
So the decision back to Fedor. Facing more aggression from Nick.
There is definitely a momentum change here. It's happened. Pietrangelo starting to be the bully at the table.
As you can tell, Fedor considers few decisions to be automatic, but he does find a fold there, gets away.
Oh boy, Superman, where's Lois Lane when you need her? 7.8 versus 5.6. Things are evening up. Nick getting the button here. And he's got suited connector, 6-7 of diamonds. Makes the raise 275 total, queen 5, calling it. And the flop is a 9-9-7. That is good for Nick, hitting 7s.
Now, we've seen these players raise almost every hand on the button. Typically, when you're in heads-up play, you are raising most hands that you are dealt on the button. Some players raise all hands. I fall a little short of that, but the aggression of Nick Pietrangelo enough to pick up that pot.
Yep. So the 28-year-old Nick Pietrangelo coming back in a big way. We're coming back in just a moment from WPT Alpha 8. Stay with us. We're back at Bellagio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas for WPT's Alpha 8. Fedor Holtz, 7.5 million. Nick Pietrangelo with about 5.9.
Maybe.
Blind 6120. Here we go.
For a while, it looked like Fedor was going to run away with this tournament, but Nick has managed to draw closer and closer to even, just 1.5 million behind now.
And look at this. Fedor has raised with just a deuce. Yet he has 2 cards. It's because our whole cam did not pick up the second card because of his thumb. So we don't know his second card. It's a mystery. And the flop is a Jack 9-6. They both check. A deuce. Not bad for one card. Nick's going to check again. Nick, of course, with 3s. They both check. Ace on the river. Nick's checking again.
Well, if Fedor just has a deuce with no kicker, he'll probably take the cheap showdown. The fact that he's betting here makes me believe that he either has some kind of 2 pair, such as ace-deuce, or that he's trying to turn his hand into a bluff.
What's going to work out? Nick has to lay that down. So the old one card trick pays off for Fedor. Fedor, college dropout, went on to play poker. Legendary in German poker, one of the greats.
Now resides in Vienna, as do many of the top players in Europe.
They've had remarkable results around the world in the last few years especially. Now look at this, Nick has ace-queen. He's raised. Fedor with ace-10.
Here, Nick raises to 275,000, but Fedor comes right over the top with ace-10 offsuit, going 800,000. Earlier we saw Nick very keen to get all his chips in the middle pre-flop, but now that they are deeper, his decision is a little more complex.
Let's see if he does so. Wouldn't be surprised, both of them with a quality hand. Former high school, college athlete, now playing poker, just calling. Nick's first Alpha 8 appearance, put up 100,000 to get in this. He's desperate for this title. Let's see if his hand connects here. No, 6-4-3 doesn't connect for either player. Fedor, but he was the last raiser before the flop, so he's getting chips out to pretend like he has a big hand. Doesn't really. Betting 750. Nick stunned by that flop. Does he put him on an ace-king or a bigger pair? 9s, 10s, something, whatever it is. Nick's gonna lay this down. He believes Fedor. And Nick, with the best hand, gets out.
I think that if Nick had had a spade, he would have continued in the hand there. But because he was offsuit and without a spade, didn't like the potential of being bluffed out on later streets, decides to drop it on the flop, where it turns out he was being bluffed out all along.
Okay, on to the next one. Fedor is going to raise with just a 6-5. And Nick with just a 7-5. What's he going to do?
Now, we mentioned before that in heads-up play, many players raise close to 100% of hands on the button. So Fedor raising 6-5 offsuit here, but Nick cutting out raising chips goes up to 900,000.
Yep, with a nothing hand, he's going to succeed with it. He pushes Fedor out. Fedor, by the way, cashed 6 events at the World Series, and he became 26th in the main event. Got back 262,000. What results he's had in the last couple of years. Very impressive. So these guys are playing with junk and making it work. That's why they're great. Blinds are up to 8160, and Nick with 8-6. Gonna pop it up to 350 to go.
Nick continuing our trend of raising 100% of hands on the button here. Fedor cutting out raising chips. I really like that he selected 7-3 suited as a hand to come over the top with, as it doesn't play that well post-flop, but in the event that Nick flat calls, he could potentially flop a flush or straight draw and fire multiple barrels. Won't have to do it this time, takes it down pre-flop.
Well, these guys are playing with nothing, just air, zip and pip, and making it work. Great poker we are watching. Okay, now Fedor's got a real hand, pair of 10s. Raised it to 350. Nick, quick call with 8-6. And the flop is a queen, jack 3, all clubs. Not the hand you want to see if you're Fedor with a real hand of 10s. They both check, neither clubs on the turn, they both have flushes.
Yeah, both players make a flush here. Fedor now a lock to win this hand with the higher flush. He's going to fire out a bet of 175,000. Small bet here, just trying to get called by a worse hand. And Nick will indulge him.
Yep, down to the river we go. Jack pairs the board. And Nick gonna check again with his flush. Now, if you're Fedor, are you scared that maybe Nick has an ace of club, king of clubs, and he's just playing it real slow? He's gonna trap you?
Now, either way, Fedor believes his hand to be good, and so he's going to bet for value here. Fires out about 2/3 pot. That jack on the river pairs the board, creates the possibilities for full houses out there, so there are more combinations that beat Nick now. And he's going to get away from this one. Nice fold.
It certainly was. Great cat and mouse poker happening here in the heads-up battle. We are down into the deep stretch here at the Alpha 8, and we're coming right back on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the WPT Alpha 8. We're at a deep heads-up action between two great players. That is Fedor Holtz and Nick Petrangelo. Fedor out in front with 9.6, Nick with about 3.9.
Yeah, Fedor had slipped for a while, drew close to even with Nick, but has since created some separation here. Now has a nice lead. Facing a raise with 8-4 offsuit in the big blind. Gonna make the call. Nick holding 9-7.
Yep, 9-7 versus 8-4. Here we go. First three cards are ace 5-3. No help to either player. Fedor checks.
Yeah, Fedor with a gut shot here. That's the closest anyone has come to connecting on this board.
And Petrangelo putting in a bet of 275.
Now, on a flop where players are likely to continuation bet very frequently, and you have a weak draw, you sometimes see professionals check raise as a bluff. Fedor probably wouldn't do that with a good flush draw, but he might do it with a bad straight draw. And there he goes, reaching for raising chips.
Yep, he's going to attempt
675.
Yep, and it's kind of uncallable at this point, so Fedor outsmarting his opponent with that raise, taking down that one.
Tell you what, Fedor has got all the moves. Every time I think he might do something that I see a lot of professionals do, he follows through, pulls the trigger.
You're right. He's got a lot of levels to his game. Shows them all.
It's like he never misses a spot.
Doesn't show tilt, though, which is nice. What a player. He says patience is the biggest part of his game, and he has been patient.
Well, here, he's going to raise up a jack 3 suited to 350. Nick, going to make the call with an ace 5. So we'll go to a flop.
Well, Nick only has 20 times the big blind, so he's starting to get into that danger territory. And the flop is a jack 10-7.
Danger, Nick Petrangelo.
And they both check 5 on the turn, so that gives Nick a piece. Fedor still out in front with jacks. Nick has checked. Fedor now sticking in a bet of 475. Nick says, no, I can't do it. You're whittling away at my chip count.
Yeah, Nick does not get sucked in by making fourth pair there. Gets away from further losses. Fedor way ahead. Drags yet another pot. Now cresting over 10 million in chips. Has Nick about 4-1 here.
Nick is the guy that went to New York for job interviews, didn't get a call back from anyone. He's so disgusted, he said, the heck with this, I'm playing poker. And now, one of the big successes in the world.
Well, he was disgusted by that 4-deuce. He folded for the first time in this heads-up match. Fedor gets a walk.
Yeah, a lot of mo going for Fedor right now. He's earning it, too.
I think you have 100 too much in there.
Yeah, these are big pots, huh?
No, I mean, I think I have.
But, oh, yeah.
Andes is still 20, blinds 80, 160.
Still too much, I think.
160, right?
It's 210, right?
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Can Fedor Holtz finish Nick off? Action going to the button. That is Fedor. And this time, little pair of 5s. And look at this. He's not going to raise. He's just going to limp in, calling. And Nick really has an ace-queen. Big hand.
All in.
Call.
Only laying a trap with a small pair. But Nick, with the very good opportunity to double up here.
35K flip. Doesn't it seem like it should be bigger?
It's not a 35K flip.
They are smiling. They've been playing for days.
What is it?
Yes.
39 players, 45 entries. It's coming down to this, perhaps.
And I'm confident.
The flop is a Jack-3 deuce. That is safe for Fedor so far. He's 2 cards away from this title. Turn card is a 4.
Ace is no good.
Well, a 5 would give Nick a straight. An ace would give Fedor a straight.
So a big favorite, Fedor, to take the title, and he's going to do it with a 9 of spades.
Congrats, man. Nice play.
And just like that, our Austrian pro has said a final so long, farewell, and auf Wiedersehen to the dogged playing Nick Pietrangelo. At 22, Fedor Holtz is our newest and youngest Alpha A champion.
Fedor played great, but also ran great. He held a huge chip lead for most of this tournament and was able to skillfully use that to his advantage, making him a part of the storied poker history here at Bellagio.
All right, let's get down to Lynn Gilmartin and hear from our players.
Nick, you have played incredibly. I know a lot of the players at the table have amazing respect for you as a player. You know, it really wasn't any surprise that you got this deep. How do you feel you played?
I think I played well throughout the tournament, and then at the final table, early on, and at some points last night, with the way the stacks were set up, I kind of had to play correctly and not get too out of line. And then once we got shorthanded, I was freed up to play a little bit more. But I mean, when Fedor has all the chips and I was in second, there was some short stacks. There wasn't. I didn't think it was right to do much, so I feel like today I kind of played pretty standard and won some flips and stuff and ran pretty well at the end.
It worked for
sure.
you. Yes.
Yeah, sure. It was good.
2 guaranteed millionaires. You got to be happy. Fedor, our champion, the WPT Alpha 8 Season 3 Las Vegas champion. What's going through your head right now?
I don't know. It's just a little too much.
Really?
Yeah, it's really like I've been playing this whole year and I always wanted to win a tournament and I had so many deep runs and like I didn't really believe in it anymore. I was like, okay, I just want to win a tournament, and then this happens. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
And I mean, you actually made quite an impact. That second bullet paid off. I mean, from the second you took that seat, I think you just kept attracting chips. What was going on? How were you doing it?
I don't know. Like this was just unreal how good I ran. Like every time it just worked out what I did, and I got the right hands in the right situation. So I don't know. It's just there was not. I don't know. I think I played great, but I just ran really good. You gotta say that. It's the way it is.
And while it was happening, was it going through your head? I think this is mine. I think.
Of course, yeah. I
win this.
mean, literally, I came here and I was like so confident. It was like a second place would have been a sad day for me, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations. I mean, it was incredible to watch you play, to watch you both play. It really was a very exciting tournament. Well, that is it for us from Las Vegas. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. For Tony Dunst and Vince Van Patten, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Good night.
Minute to learn, lifetime to master. Gotta get your fix, reveal them even faster. Get your chips all in, put your skills to the test. It's everybody's quest to rise above the rest. All my VIPs, pull a chair up, please. We got a seat open for the king of the club. Lock it up for the king of the club. Lock it up for the king of the club. Lock it up for the king of the club. Look at you now, you're the king of the club.
You guys will understand when you see it on TV why.
Hi everyone, welcome to a special presentation from the World Poker Tour. This is King of the Club. I'm Maria Ho.
And I'm Jeff Gross, and you're in for a special treat tonight. This is gonna be fun. Now Maria, you and I know what it's like to make a World Poker Tour final table, but tonight, these players get to experience the same feeling.
ClubWPT.com is making poker dreams come true. Through a number of qualifying tournaments online, players gave it all they had to make it through to the final qualifier, where the top 8 spots were awarded an all-expense-paid trip here to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and a VIP experience that money can't buy.
Plus a shot to take home some phenomenal cash and prizes. Let's take a quick look at tonight's lineup.
Hi, I'm Thomas Painter. I'm from Grand Junction, Colorado. It's fun to hammer somebody when you've got the nut.
I'm Rob, and I'm from Holland, Pennsylvania. I'm a meat and potatoes guy.
Hi, I'm Bernie. I'm a cabbie. I'm a cab driver. Love it.
I'm Debbie, and I probably would be considered a type player. I don't take a lot of risks, and I don't bluff.
Hi, I'm Paula. I never thought I'd be on television, but it's exciting.
I'm Seth Chia. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Anyone can win on Club WPT. I'm here.
Kevin Hozak, and I'm from Denton, Texas. I did believe that I would be here, that I would get an opportunity to play with the big boys.
We've got some cool people at this table, and another one joining us from the sidelines, Caitlin Howe.
I am so excited for tonight. These players are great, and we've got some really fun surprises in store for them. So I'm anticipating everyone to have a really great time.
All right, let's get this started and head down to the table. All 8 players are starting on an even playing field with 100,000 chips each.
Action starts on Bernie Skelly this hand. Blinds are 300, 600. Bernie and Debbie fold over to Paula, who is going to fold as well, and JP with a playable queen jack of clubs. Who doesn't love a good suited connected hand, you know?
The queen jack, the Broadway suited's your 40% to a royal. So yeah, it's a nice one to look down at.
JP makes it 1,200. Seth is gonna fold. So is Kevin. Thomas lets it go, but ooh, hello aces.
What's it, 20?
No, it's 1,200.
1,200?
Yeah, you just doubled your bet.
Rob in the big blind.
I'm gonna re-raise. Go, make it 3,600.
Oh man, the best place to get it, last to act. No one believes you when you get aces in the big blind.
But Rob's not messing around here. He's gonna make it 3,600. And JP is gonna make the call here. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Queen, queen, 8.
Hello.
Trips for JP. Rob is going to check it over to JP, who checks back, just playing coy. And on the turn, he makes a boat, and JP still just no sign on his face that he has made a full house. Wow, Rob is in a lot of trouble right now and gonna bet 6,000.
6,000?
So JP does get his customer to now bet.
Raise.
But he is gonna pop it up. This is a pretty hefty raise, over 3x what he bet, so you know he's going for blood right away. He's trying to get a lot of chips, trying to maximize his hand.
He's making himself heard, and
Better have the queen.
it's gonna get Rob to fold. JP's gonna show.
Nice hand.
Rob's
Good
like,
fold.
oh,
Nice
I did
hand.
make a
That
good
was hard.
fold.
Good hand, JP.
Very good hand.
Kept him from getting that 30s. It was coming on the river. Good bet. Yeah.
Hey, Debbie, slide your cards. When you fold, slide them, because when you throw them, it's...
Oh, I was throwing them? Okay. Sorry.
Pretty nice of Kevin to say something to Debbie, but I don't know. You want to get an edge in this game, and that could have been Kevin's.
So better.
Better.
Action is folded around to JP, who looks down at ace-7 offsuit, and he's just gonna call. Seth with 5s is going to raise, though. Makes it 1,200.
I'm gonna call.
Kevin's gonna come along with king-6 suited.
Thomas folds.
I'll call.
Rob calling with the 10-6 of clubs.
Bernie sits this hand out.
JP's not gonna play.
We have 3 people to a flop.
Flop is ace-5-4. Ooh, Seth has middle set.
That is the best feeling in poker, for me at least, to flop a set in a multi-way pot. It's just exciting.
Seth is gonna bet 3,000.
I like betting there. I mean, if someone has an ace, you're gonna start getting some money in the pot.
But unfortunately, his opponents don't really have much of anything here, so they're both gonna fold.
Nice hand, Seth.
Couldn't have to see that on TV. Sheesh.
That ace was good.
No ace, no ace.
Seth, how long have you been waiting to say that, man?
No, it's a good hand, though. It's a good flop. Tune in on TV, guys.
Yeah.
Seth Chia is gonna take down this pot, and his club WPT screen name is Chia Pets. I used to have a Chia Pet when I was younger. I'm not even gonna lie, and I took really good care of it.
This is going to shape up. This is some good energy. Nice table, nice group of people, and this should be really, really exciting.
Paula folds. So does JP. Back to Seth now, who has another very playable hand, King Jack suited, and he's going to raise it up to 1,200.
Action is around to Rob. Rob will make the call with the King 9 suited. He is dominated in this particular spot.
Debbie's like, nah, I'm gonna fold. I don't want to defend with King Deuce offsuit from the big blind. So heads up to the flop. And the flop is Jack 8-3, all spades though. And Seth, is that a tell? It's like, oh, I have top pair, but I have no spade. Seth is like, I like this flop, but not a lot.
Does go ahead and lead out.
He's gonna bet 2,500 here with top pair, and that's gonna get a quick fold from Rob.
Yeah, one spade, right? At least one, Seth? Gotta see that on TV. Come on, Seth.
Seth has definitely been taking control. He's picking up a lot of pots right now.
You guys don't understand when you see it on TV why. It's like, wow, what a player, what a player. That's all I got. I'm done. I never thought I would be on television to play poker. This experience, wow, off the charts. The casino, all the players that we bet. It's great. It's kind of like a family, but when the final table comes, it's work. I'll stay quiet, just to get a feel for what everybody's doing, and don't let them get a feel for what I'm doing. Then all of a sudden, just like an assassin, I'm just gonna play it slow, 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 and bam. I enjoy meeting them, and I will enjoy beating them on the final table.
Seth really excited to be here. The joy of playing at a TV table, playing for real money, and he's off to a great start and having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure when you're watching WPT final tables on TV, you can never imagine yourself sitting down at a final table just like that. And I think this is going to be really awesome for all of these people, win or lose. Although they do have $10,000 plus a $15,000 tournament package on the line. So Seth limps in with nines. Kevin's gonna be the one raising, and Paula calling with Queen 10 offsuit here. So 3 players to this flop. King Jack 7 with 2 hearts is the flop.
Paula's first time getting involved. She's got a decent start, picking up and down the open-ended straight draw. Not a great board for nines, but that's not gonna slow down Seth. He's gonna take a stab at it.
I'm gonna call.
Kevin is gonna call here with top pair.
Call.
Paula has an open-ended straight draw, likes it enough to come along as well.
Yeah, I think Seth just entered beast mode. He was for a second just thinking I might win every pot at this table, and he took a stab with the nines and a pretty scary board.
Turn is the 8 of clubs.
5,000.
And Kevin is going to bet 5,000 now after it's been checked to him.
Call.
But wow, so Paula calls. Seth is gonna overcall with nines.
Seth's hanging in.
River brings the Queen of Hearts, so that's just gonna slow everybody down.
Check.
It's checked over to Kevin, who is gonna show down top pair here. Happy to take it down.
The kicker.
Never works when I chase.
Nice hand, Kevin. Good bets.
I've been working on that thinking. It was actually one of the hardest things for me to learn was how to adjust my betting.
Kevin makes a really good point there. I think for a lot of people who don't play very often, deciding how much to bet and your bet sizing is really important because sometimes people actually give away a lot by their bet size, and it's a really important thing to note, especially if you're going to be playing on a televised final table such as this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Bet sizing, one of the critical points of the game, how much to bet, when, and why. I think that's something he's noting that he's at least aware of it. It's interesting to hear him kind of reference it to the players, like, hey, I've been working on it.
JP's gonna make it 1,200, but Seth, ace king offsuit.
Raised.
And he's gonna 3-bet it to 3,000.
Seth, don't be a bully.
This wasn't from the seminar. This is
this what you got at the seminar, huh?
no, this is not the seminar. This I'm playing the cards.
And JP is going to make the call with sevens. He wants to see a flop with them. He's in position. And the flop is ace, ace 10. Seth has trip aces now.
Trip aces with the best kicker, and this is quite a flop. And again, we're seeing check and a check behind, so everyone's kind of trapping on flops and going for the delayed bets. But man, big hand for Seth there.
16.
Seth has had enough of checking. He is going to bet 1,600 now.
Really small bet. And JP, don't blame him. Looks like he's cutting out the calling chips and he puts it in. See Seth do a little double check. It's almost too good to be true.
And oh my gosh.
Come
Just
on.
improves the quads. Hi.
Daily quads out of the way early in the show. And wow, how can he get paid? That's what he's thinking now. How can I get money here? I have quads. What could my opponent have?
48.
The sizing he decides on is 4,800. Just praying and hoping 4,800 is the right number for JP to get some more chips in this pot.
Yeah, so he went about half pot. JP thinks it over and does make the call. Table, of course, applauds quads. How do you not applaud quads? It's always fun to see.
Get him out of the way in the beginning, Seth.
Thank you.
Sitting there seeing that third ace come out, he's like, oh boy. Right hand going.
Nice start, nice hand for Seth.
We are back at the Seminole Hard Rock for Club WPT's King of the Club, and it's not just poker here tonight.
We've thrown in some extra fun and games, and during the break, the players participated in a chip stacking contest. And let me tell you, for these players, the competitive spirit is strong even off the poker table.
This match ended up in a tie between Debbie Joyce and Seth Chia, who then had a stack off. Let's head down to Kaylin to get the final results.
All right, Debbie, you are consistent. You did it again. 116 chips in your stack.
I'm scared to clap.
Seth, you did it again also, but you had a few extra. 119 chips for Seth, making him our winner of the Chip Stacker competition. You win a WPT chip set. Let's hope you can do it again at the table with your chips out there. Congratulations.
Looking good, great smiles. This has been beyond a VIP experience. The poolside and bar and parties.
To be sitting here today in this wonderful casino through qualifying on Club WPT, it's just a dream come true.
I feel like I've been treated phenomenal. Club WPT is awesome, and you do win. I'm proof of it. I'm here.
It's pretty awesome to see that through Club WPT that all of these players get treated to such an awesome backstage VIP experience. Kevin Hozak in the early lead here, but all of these players still have a lot of chips to work with, still have a shot to be the king of the club or the queen of the club.
That's right, all 100 blinds deep plus, so plenty of play. Things are starting to...
What's the blinds?
4 and 8.
Action on Debbie. Blinds are up to 400, 800.
16.
And she is going to raise it up to 1,600 with ace-10 suited.
Okay.
We see Paula with the ace-9 offsuit come along.
JP's not going to play.
Seth folds.
Okay.
Over to Kevin now, who has ace-10 offsuit, and he's also going to call.
And Thomas is getting out of the way. Haven't seen him get involved yet, but he's just studying, seeing what's happening. Gonna hopefully get involved in a little bit.
The flop is ace-king-7 rainbow, so all players have top pair.
This is the case ace on the flop.
26.
Huh.
Debbie, who was the pre-flop aggressor, is going to continue her aggression.
Cool.
Everybody got aces.
Debbie looks a little frustrated, everyone called.
The turn is the 9 of diamonds.
Sure.
Debbie contemplating after Kevin checks it over to her, decides that she no longer wants to bet now.
6,000.
Over to Paula with 2 pairs, going to bet 6,000. She feels fairly comfortable that she has the best hand here, but quick call from Kevin.
That's my ace, it's no good.
And Debbie, really disciplined laydown with top pair.
Check.
The river's the 6 of diamonds, and
I check.
I got a pair of aces.
both players are gonna check now. So Paula Ray from Bristol, Connecticut, real estate broker, she's gonna take down her first pot of the night.
I knew everybody had aces.
She's gonna win this pot with 2 pair.
I'm a real estate broker. I own my own company. I've owned my own company since 1989. It's a good feeling working with first-time buyers because they really need a lot of guidance, and I made it my business to know everything so I could help give them advice. Buying a house is a big step in people's lives, so you're dealing with high emotions, and you do learn to read them. I think that's helped me in my poker game.
Paula's club WPT screen name is Abba Dabba, which she says is her nickname for her granddaughter Abby, but Paula also says she has 10 grandchildren, so how do the other 9 feel about it, Paula?
You've been called out. It's an awesome name. I don't blame her.
Debbie looks down at pocket 4s.
What is it, 18?
12.
12?
Asks how much the big blind is because that's how much she wants to put into this pot right now. She calls the 1,200 with pocket 4s. Over to Seth now, who looks down at ace-8 of diamonds.
26.
And he's gonna raise it.
Yeah, I think Seth was paying attention at Binger's course, putting some chips up in position with good value hands, getting money in the pot.
Call.
And I think Thomas is kind of sick of folding. He's gonna come along with 10-9 offsuit from the small blind.
No, that's the wrong color.
Action is back to Debbie.
So you'll have to give me change.
You got a 5 and a 1 there.
Say it again?
26, right? So you have a 5 and a 1.
Oh.
After limping in with her 4s, decides to call this raise as well.
Don't confuse me, Seth. Are you trying to confuse me?
No, I confused myself.
The 3-5-5 2-diamond flop.
Thomas checks.
3,000.
Debbie feels confident. Gonna go ahead and bet out her pair of 4s on this board.
I'm gonna raise.
Seth has the nut flush draw, and Seth is kind of on the aggressive side, so he is going to take the aggressive action.
75.
Making it 7,500 to go. And Thomas folds.
And if you're Deb, you can't feel too good. You limped in, you got raised. You do have a pair, but your opponent is putting more chips in, but Debbie's buckled up, not going anywhere yet.
Debbie says, I'm gonna call 4,500 more. I ain't scared.
This turn, though, should be scary because ace-king gets there, the flush gets there. She's already seen a lot of pressure from Seth, so 4s in the spot shrink up, especially doesn't have even a diamond for a little bit of backup. I can't imagine she feels too good about calling the bet here.
12.
She decides to check it over to Seth, who of course is not gonna check with the nut flush.
Call.
Debbie.
She's hanging on.
Yeah, she is. She check calls this 12,000 chip bet from Seth. And the river, ooh, 5 of spades, yikes. Debbie makes a full house.
Check.
Seth, wow, really great check by Seth, and he's not gonna like what he sees because he had Debbie in bad shape here.
5, river.
Gotta love that river sometimes.
Way to stay in there, Debbie.
Debbie went to that class too, you know.
Sometimes being sticky and stubborn pays off, Jeff. We've all been there.
All these players won their way here by playing on Club WPT, and you can too. Sign up at clubwpt.com today.
Welcome back, WPT King of the Club. We still have all 8 players remaining, and it has gotten a little bit of shorter stack play as the levels have gone up. We have a range between 66 and 45 big blinds. Paula Ray and Debbie Joyce at the top, and close behind is Kevin, but anyone's game.
Blinds are 900, 1,800, and Seth is going to fold. Kevin also releases the ace-4 offsuit, and action is on Thomas Painter, and he has king 5 of hearts.
Thomas has been fairly quiet, but we do see with this suited king. He is going to come in, make the call for 1,800.
Debbie looks down at 7-6 of hearts, and she's thinking.
I call.
Paula with queen deuce offsuit in the small blind. Halfway there, she decides she's going to complete, and JP with 9-7 of diamonds is going to check his option from the big blind.
He's happy to see a free flop with that nice hand, and he starts out here with top pair on the 4-deuce-9 heart flop.
Paula with bottom pair checks it over to JP, and JP with top pair is going to make a bet here, 1,800 to Thomas.
Raise 15.
Thomas with the overcard to the board plus the flush draw.
Wow.
Is going to make a big raise.
You were at that seminar, weren't you?
What I like about poker is the people, and you get to abuse them. It's grueling, cutthroat, and you can make people cry. and I like that.
Good bet.
Thomas is going to take that pot down. Thomas Painter looking to bring the pain today. He was airborne in Vietnam. He received the Bronze Star for Valor. He is retired now, though.
Also, his wife Vicky plays poker on Club WPT as well, and they have a 100-acre gold claim, which is pretty impressive. So keep an eye on him today. He's looking to win. I think we'll see Thomas either on the podium or far away, because he is going to not be shy, going for the win today, I'm sure. Rob looks down at 2 aces, his second time tonight.
Raised to 6.
Supposed to get him every 221 hands on average, and he is well ahead of pace. He's going to raise it up to 6,000. It's folded to Paula.
I raised to 12.
Oh my gosh, and Paula has pocket queens. She's gonna put in 12,000. JP looks down at the other 2 aces in the deck.
I raise.
Huge hands here.
Gonna pop it from 12 to 25, so a small raise, but man, these are some huge hands, and the money should get in here.
Crazy, so 4 bet now. Back to Thomas, obviously gonna get out of the way, and Rob here.
All in.
That's what I had a feeling.
Rob gonna go all in for 81,100. There's a lot of money in the pot, really nothing else to do but ship it all in and hope your hand holds. So the action on to Paula.
I kind of think she could get away from it.
I'll call.
But ooh, she is going to put the calling chips in, and now.
I'll call.
Of course, I got to be the first, right?
It's not over yet.
No,
it's not over yet, mister. It's not over. Anything can happen. It's not over.
You just called, right? 81,000.
Action is back on JP, who, I mean, yeah, you got aces. It's time to go.
Is he doing a little acting, or he looks genuinely concerned? I think he realizes that he is at risk. Aces, I mean, he's played a lot. He knows that they don't just get to win by the end of the river. So I'm not sure if this is a little bit of Hollywood or if this is him genuinely trying to think if he's going to raise or just call. I'm not sure what's going through his head, but you have aces and you got some big action ahead of you.
81-1.
Oh, I'm going against 2 guys. This sucks.
Well, you're going against that lady, too.
If I win, it's huge, though.
Oh, yep, they're still there. You still have to put the chips in. Whatever you do, JP, don't fold. JP is going to make the call, so there's actually going to be a side pot between JP and Paula. Paula having both players covered.
$240,000 pot. Good luck, bub.
Rob just hoping his ace is going to hold up. Flop is king, king, deuce, 2 hearts. They're both going to check, not feeling great about their hands.
King is certainly a scary card, but it is a 3-way all-in, and people are putting big money in the pot.
On the 4 of clubs turn, they still don't quite feel comfortable putting anything into the side pot.
Rob's walking around pacing as well.
The 7 of clubs comes on the river, and Rob and JP are going to split it here, both having aces and kings. Unfortunately for Paula, wow, she's going to lose a huge chunk of her stack.
Twice he's had aces.
She just could not lay down queens. I don't know if I would have either.
Oh, couldn't lay him down.
Yeah.
I can breathe now.
I thought for sure somebody was going to have a king.
3 people in with aces, I thought I was done.
I don't know why you play that junk.
That was exciting.
That was.
That'll be on TV. I think that one will be on TV.
Jeff and Maria here, bringing you King of the Club thanks to ClubWPT.com. Right now, it looks like it's time to play card counters.
Now here's the object of the game. One player will be shown 12 cards from a single suit. They will then have to determine which is the one missing card. Sounds easy, right? Wrong.
It looks like Rob Huron is the Club WPT VIP who gets to take the first shot at this one.
How are you feeling?
Confident.
Not surprised. All right, let's get it started.
All right, yes, let's
Show us those cards.
Jack of heart.
All right, let's see that card. He got it! Congrats.
Give me some, thank you.
And you're a gentleman who loves his sunglasses, I can tell. So
Maui Jim.
You are getting another pair of Maui
Nice,
Jim sunglasses.
good.
Right?
Thank you very much.
Keep the luck going at the table,
I
my friend.
appreciate it, thank you.
Back at it now, JP in the lead after he woke up with aces and chopped that big pot with Rob. Action on Debbie, and she's gonna fold.
Paula and JP step out of this hand. Seth, who was active early, gets away with the king-4, not gonna play.
Gonna raise.
Kevin looks down at pocket tens, and he announces a raise.
The min raise, which we've seen a lot of min raises.
And Thomas, look at him getting involved with a speculative hand, and he's gonna call.
3 raise it, make it 10.
But Rob waking up with another premium here. Pocket queens.
Mr. Aces, huh?
Not this time.
I believe you.
Yeah, believe him, yeah, believe him.
You play here, you lie.
Kevin is gonna make the call, and Thomas decides he's not gonna bring the pay in this hand, and he's gonna fold.
I'll check in the blind, too.
Getting fancy?
Yeah, I like your trick from earlier. That was cool.
The smoke check?
Yeah, interesting that in this situation, Rob decides to take the pre-flop betting lead, but checks in the dark, and after he checks in the dark, he flops top set.
10,000.
Make it 30.
I show, you show? One time?
I owe you one from earlier, but no, not this time.
See a little table talk. Kevin saying, I'll show if you show.
Yeah, Rob check raises here, which definitely confuses Kevin a bit. Oh, these players are playing with an action clock. They have 30 seconds to act on their hand. If they want an extension, they get another 30 seconds, but they have to throw in one of their 5 extra time chips.
See, I knew I shouldn't have talked to you yesterday.
I tried to send over some chicken at the pool, but he didn't want anything to do with it.
And he's gonna lose his customer here.
All right, since I love all you guys.
Rob is going to take this pot down, building up his stack.
I told you it wasn't aces. I'm an electrician, union electrician. I love working with my hands. I love constructing things. I work in all kinds of different warehouses, solar field, hospitals, schools. I build America. How could I not love that? I think one of the things that I bring to the poker table is just like hard work. There is no doubt in my mind that Club WPT has prepared me for this final table because I've played on their website for 3 years now, learning different strategies and just grinding out every night. And you probably hear a lot of people say this, but I've been second place, like I can't even count how many times. I'm gonna win this thing. I think I'm gonna win this thing.
Rob, who lives just north of Philly, has a lot of confidence in himself. Thinks he's gonna take this down.
Off to a good start, has the chip lead. We see Paula Ray now at the bottom with 41,000 and Rob at the top with 169,500. And the blinds are now 12,200.
Paula Ray looking down at a very playable hand, King, Queen of Spades.
I call.
She's gonna call.
Yeah, suited Broadway, better even than suited connectors. It is a very powerful hand, King, Queen suited.
Action folds over to Thomas with 8-6 of hearts, who also folds. Rob here with 4 deuce offsuit. You know, he's either had really easy decisions like this or he's had huge hands. It's kind of a good place to be sometimes.
Yep, we see Bernie, who we were just talking about. If we haven't seen much of him, if any, does get a playable hand, and he has entered the pot with also another suited Broadway, Queen Jack suited.
And Debbie, she's in the big blind. She's going to check her option with 5-3 offsuit. Flop is Queen 10-5, 2 hearts.
24.
Bernie, unfortunately for his first time in, he does make top pair, but he runs into a better top pair from Paula.
Bernie is going to bet 2,400.
Debbie passes.
A raise. 5,000.
Paula is going to go ahead and pop it up a little bit, make it 5,000.
Bernie is going to come along, and oh, that is unfortunate for Bernie, because now
24.
he's improved to trips, but it hasn't changed the fact that Paula still has the better kicker.
He bets 2,400 into 17,200, so really small bet.
A raise. 5,000.
Paula says it works so well on the flop, I'm just going to raise it to the same amount.
I'm all in.
Bernie's changing the action. Instead of just calling, he is going to go all in for 86,600.
The all-in stand-up.
Call. The first one out.
Think long, think wrong. She just says call. She's right. She's ahead.
What do you have with your queen?
I got 2 of them. Oh no, I got a jack. Oh, you got me out kicked. She's got me out kicked. Nice. Nice hand.
You're gonna.
I'm busted out.
No, you're fine. She's only got.
No, I don't think.
That's right.
Yeah, you still
That's right.
You don't know, we still have the river.
Bernie looking for a jack, a 10, or a 5.
Oh yeah, I like your chances.
The 9 rolls off.
Nice hand. Good hand.
Thank you.
Paula very relieved to double up.
Wow. Back in the game.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
You can breathe now, Paula.
Bad place for that king kicker.
We are back. This is King of the Club. We still have 8 players remaining. You could see that Rob Huron and JP Carabaz on top of the chip leaderboard here, but Bernie Skelly and Thomas Painter, they have got some work to do, Jeff.
Yeah, it's time for them to make a move if they're looking to get one of those top 3 prizes. So look for them to find their chips in the middle here.
Blinds are 1,200, 2,400, and action is folded around to Rob Huron.
I mean, again, really? Is this just his day? This is number 3.
Raise it up to 10.
Makes it 10,000 to go, and Bernie here with the short stack wakes up with kings though, and of course that's going to be good enough for him to put his 52,800 chips in the middle.
Geez, aces into kings, I mean, come on. And not only has Rob had aces, he's had big pots all in pre-flop with these several times.
I call.
Call. Oh, you got them aces again.
And look, Bernie knows it. Bernie said you got those aces again.
Again.
3 times he's had aces.
Wow.
Woo! Just hold on, baby.
What have you had him 3 times?
No, I don't know. Nah, yeah, 3.
Yeah.
This is bad, though.
Good luck, bub.
Good luck, brother.
Looks like I'm going first. I'll be the first exit.
What a night for Bernie. Unfortunately for him, he's just been coolered all night,
That sucks.
running into slightly better hands than his.
Come on, put a king down there. Put a king up there.
And the flop is 6-6
Come on,
deuce.
put a king up there.
See Rob fist pumping. Seeing it is a very good flop. He still has to avoid the king, but
no whammies.
Come on, put a king up there.
Knows there's no back doors, no straights, no flushes that he can lose to, so it's only the king here.
Turn is the queen of clubs.
Woo! Woo! That was close. Too close. Too close.
Good game, guys. Nice playing with y'all.
Oh, stop. Don't do
Bernie
that.
is looking for one of the 2 kings left in the deck.
Bernie acknowledges defeat before the river, and he is correct.
Thank you.
Nice playing with you guys.
Bernie just couldn't get it going today. Never really got it into gear. A couple coolers, and really unfortunate run of cards for Bernie today.
We are gonna lose Scalbone from upstate New York.
All right, Rob, that's enough. It's enough.
But first, he's gonna go ahead and talk to Caitlin.
Aces 3 times, man. That's enough to scare you.
Definitely out probably sooner than you wanted to be, but you've come this far. What were you expecting coming into this final table?
I definitely didn't expect to be the first one out, by no means. But I didn't expect to run into the situations I ran in. And this is a bum break, bad break.
Indeed.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I will be back.
I'm sure we will see Scalbone again, but in the meantime, he's gonna get back to driving cabs and taking names on Club WPT. I would be afraid to play against Scalbone.
And again, just not your day-to-day, man. Good playing. We'll see you next time.
Action this hand starts on Thomas Painter. He's gonna limp in for 4,000. Blinds are 2,000, 4,000 now.
Yeah, so he's got 8 big blinds. This might be a hand you would just shove, but looks like he's been limping all day, decides to limp again, maybe get someone to raise and get it in, but on 8 big blinds, I think he's gonna be willing to go with it in this situation.
Action folds to the small blind of Seth, who calls.
Raise.
And Kevin, he's like, I sense some weakness. I'm gonna go ahead and raise it up here.
All in.
And we do see the limp re-raise all in from Thomas with 10. So does end up getting his money in pre-flop with 8 big blinds. Got someone to bite behind.
Seth's gonna let this one go.
No call.
Kevin makes a call after raising the queen 8 suited, and they're gonna go to C5 cards here. So Thomas is gonna need to double up if he can hold on with the 2 10s.
Kevin's got 1 over card. He's got Thomas covered. Ace 6 4 1 club though. So Kevin does have a backdoor flush draw. He does have backdoor straight possibilities too, but really he wants to just hit the queen.
A 4, which is going to be no help to Kevin.
Queen. No, it doesn't even do nothing for me.
Now it's down to a queen and a queen only, or else Thomas will double up.
War Tom is liking his spot. He just needs to fade 1 card on the river.
Nice hand.
So Thomas's hand is going to hold up. He's going to double through aces and 10s for 2 pair.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in survival mode, doubled up, back in it. Welcome back to Club WPT King of the Club. We are going to pick up the action with 7 players remaining. Blinds are up to 2K, 4K. We got our friend Rob leading the way with 230,000. Might as well call him Mr. Aces. He's had it 3 times so far today, and he's got a nice lead right now.
Well, when your aces hold up, not only are you going to eliminate Bernie Skelly in 8th, but you're also going to amass a pretty big lead against everybody else here. Action this hand starts on Paula Ray, and then it's folded all the way around. Rob with ace 4 offsuit.
Make it 8.
We see Rob with the fake aces. He's been playing aces very well today. Let's see if he can do anything with the ace and the 4.
I'll call it.
He is going to min raise from the small blind, and Debbie is going to defend her big blind with 10-8 offsuit.
I'm colorblind. What can I say?
We are to a flop.
Okay, Rob. Just flop a boat, why don't you? I mean, Rob is running pretty good today, but
6.
He's going to get a little cagey in check.
A call.
I don't mind this. Debbie taking a stab. Her opponent limps in. She has 10 high. She's trying to pick it up here. She does get resistance from Rob.
The turn is the 5 of hearts, and after Rob calls that flop, he decides he's going to check again and hope Debbie bets, but she doesn't. She checks behind.
The river's a 4.
25,000.
Rob says, you know what? I think it's time to bet now, and maybe I'll get a call. I don't know from what, though. He's got all the cards covered.
Wow, he flapped it.
He's on fire.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That's illegal.
And you see the table kind of woo and ah at Rob, and everything's working for him right now. He's got the fear instilled, and it's looking like his to lose at this point. He's got a clear lead.
He's sitting there thinking, yeah, that first place prize of $10,000 and a $15,000 WPT main event package, yeah, that has his name on it.
See Thomas here with the ace-jack. He's been limping pretty much throughout the whole event, and we're gonna see him do that once again here.
Rob folds this hand.
Debbie's gonna give it up, the king deuce off. Paula will follow, the jack 7.
Now folded to JP in the small blind. It's a big ace. Does have Thomas's ace-jack dominated, but
I'm gonna raise.
He's gonna just limp in as well.
And Seth with the 5-3 of hearts is gonna make a big squeeze here to 20,000.
So Thomas is gonna call now after limping in with ace-jack. But JP's gonna give it a think here, and doesn't look like he loves this spot, but he does have the best of it. He just doesn't know it.
Gotta hate throwing that away.
He makes a comment, Cy folds.
So now heads up to the flop between Seth and Thomas. Queen 6, 5, 2 diamonds. So Seth outflops Thomas. He has bottom pair.
20.
He's gonna make it 20,000 to go. Thomas just has ace high and no real backdoor possibilities.
Let's go all in.
But it's War Tom, so he's gonna move all in, and he's gonna be like, what are you gonna do about it?
Makes the move, and Seth, after having invested so much, does make the call and will be in with the best hand. Maybe a little surprised. He has the best hand here with bottom pair.
God. I was in position.
Thomas looking for an ace or a jack. He is the one at risk.
No ace, no jack.
The turn is the 9 of hearts.
Black 5, black 3.
So that's not a good card for Thomas because now he can't hit the ace or the jack of hearts. The river's the 4 diamonds, and unfortunately that means we're gonna lose Thomas Painter, War Tom in 7th place, but he's gonna go home to his wife and his gold mine in Colorado, so not a bad consolation prize for this Vietnam vet, and he's gonna have a chat with Caitlin.
Lost opportunity.
How was your experience here?
Oh, this is the most fantastic casino. And Club WPT has, made a dream come true.
We'll see you on the felt at clubwpt.com.
Yes.
Screen name War Tom.
War Tom.
War Tom.
Yes.
Watch out, everybody.
I'll be back.
All right, we don't doubt it.
Well, War Tom, we'll see you playing on Club WPT.
And we'll see the rest of you next time when one of these 6 remaining players becomes king of the club. We're out.
Get up for the king of the club. Look at you now, you're the king of the club. Minute to learn, lifetime to master. Gotta get your fix, reveal them even faster. Get your chips all in, put your skills to the test. It's everybody's quest to rise above the rest. All my VIPs, pull a chair up, please. We got a seat open for the king of the club. Get up for the king of the club. Get up for the king of the club. Get up for the king of the club. Look at you now, you're the king of the club.
You guys will understand when you see it on TV why.
Tonight we are at the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. This is King of the Club. I'm Jeff Gross.
And I'm Maria Ho. I love this format from World Poker Tour. 8 players won their way here at clubwpt.com and are now playing for cash and prizes to be awarded to the top 3 spots, including a $15,000 WPT main event package for the winner. What an opportunity to go from playing poker online to playing on TV.
The action has been great at this table. We have lost 2 players, and I can't believe the number of big hands we've seen.
I want Rob here on seat. He's been dealt pocket aces 3 times so far.
Again.
Playing well and running well, luck is definitely on his side. Woo! And we're lucky too. We got Caitlin Howe joining us from the sidelines here tonight.
All right, so we are down to 6 players. We have Rob Huron with 244,000, a nice lead, and Kevin is at the back with 13 big blinds. Going to need to get active here if he wants to stick around.
Blinds are 2,000, 4,000, and action does start on our chip leader, Rob, and he's going to fold 9-7 off suit. Debbie looks down at pocket 6s, and she is going to limp in here.
Paula gets out of the way. JP will follow. And there they are.
Yeah, we expect to see aces, once every 2 hands at this table.
I raise.
It's been a pretty prominent hand, and Seth announces the raise.
Make it 16.
And you know, Seth has been very aggressive today, so I don't think he's going to get as much credit as, say, Rob when he raises. Back to Debbie now.
All right.
She does elect to make the call, and we're going to see a flop.
You need a rake.
And Seth will be first to act after the flop. Flop comes Jack, 7, 6, 2 spades. And Debbie's flopped bottom set here, and oh, it looks like she checked out of position. Maybe she got a little bit excited.
Check.
But Seth is gonna check, and Debbie's gonna check again.
And now the queen of clubs comes, making a super wet board. We have straight draws, 2 flush draws.
16.
And Seth is done checking now. He's going to bet 16,000.
There's a lot going on out there, but Debbie decides to keep the trap sprung, just call.
The river's the 9 of clubs. That's a pretty scary card for everybody.
Seth does have the ace of clubs, so he's got to be a little less worried about the flushes and the clubs coming, but scary board.
He bets 33,000, and Debbie...
I'm all in.
...quickly moves all in.
I call.
And Seth calls and sees the bad news.
Oh, wow. I got cracked.
Rob's house. You got Rob's.
Good hand. Got pocket aces. Yeah, but she got me on trip 6.
And trips are good. Debbie, big pot there. Jumps into second place with 180,000 now.
And Debbie Joyce is an Air Force veteran, retired now, and she loves bass fishing. She says fishing is like poker. You've got to have patience, and I think she reeled a pretty big one in there with Seth Chia cracking his aces. Folded around to Paula on the button. She's going to fold queen 6 offsuit.
And JP finds ace king. Big hand here, 6-handed.
I'll try it.
He says, let's try this. He limps in. I love the limp here. He knows his opponent's aggressive in the big blind, and look at that. Seth takes the bait, and he pops it up.
I think everybody's fishing for Seth here at this table.
Yeah.
He makes it 16,000 to go.
We see the agony with the ace king in the small blind. JP.
I get 32.
It's always alarming when a player looks agonized and then raises you. And that's what has happened as he puts it up to 32,000. A lot of clicking, a lot of min raising.
I'm all in.
All in.
Seth quickly moves all in, which I'm shocked because JP has not shown a lot of aggression.
I'll call.
And JP does call because I think we all know Seth's reputation by now.
Yeah, I was in position.
I think we may have seen a little bit of tilt here from his aces being cracked.
No ace, no king, pop a queen.
It's a lot to ask for. Seth calling the board.
Ooh, he asked for a queen, but he got a 7 instead.
No ace, no king.
Need an ace, I need a king.
Yeah, the roles are reversed now. JP is going to need an ace or a king with the turn coming.
Turn is the 5 of diamonds, so that's not going to help JP. Seth is patiently waiting for that river, hoping for a double up, hoping to fade an ace or a king.
And he does get a middling card. A 9 is not going to be good for JP, and Seth will double up.
Nice hand.
Nice hand. Good job.
Seth is healthy and back in.
How in the hell do I lose that?
That's what I said about pocket aces.
You're insane, Seth.
That was a desperate call.
He's insanely lucky.
And speaking of luck, looks like Caitlin is about to hand some out down on the floor.
That's right, it's time for grab bag.
All right, let's find out who the lucky winner is. It's gonna be Debbie. Debbie, come on up. With your good luck, you have won a Monster Superstar back float speaker.
Oh, wonderful. Yay. Thank you. Thank you.
You can go ahead and take that luck back to the table with you.
Very good. Thank you. With hearing aids, you need something like this.
They sound good, too. They sound real good.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Debbie Joyce running very well tonight. She has hit the set of 6s, taking her to a comfortable third position with 168,000.
Action this hand starts on Kevin. He's not going to let Seth's crazy play rub off on him. He's going to fold ace-7 offsuit from under the gun.
Debbie, been the talk of the town right now. She does wake up with ace-queen, a very strong hand.
Raise.
She elects to raise, not limp this time. Debbie makes it 16,000.
Paula is going to fold her button.
JP with the J5, gonna give it up, and Seth doesn't see a lot of cards he doesn't like, and the 6 and the 3 is gonna be enough for him to see a flop, calling it 10,000.
The flop is ace-10 for all clubs. Debbie has top pair, no club, but Seth does have the 6 of clubs.
16.
He's going to check it over to her, and she's going to continue here for 16,000.
Yeah, I like it. A little bit of protection, betting her ace. She doesn't have a club. A lot of scary cards for her. She gets called.
The deuce of spades rolls off, and they're both going to check now.
He did pick up additional outs for a straight draw, but the river breaks off the jack of diamonds.
And I like to see that Seth is reaching for chips here, because if he's not going to hit his flush, at least he's going to try to win this pot.
Call.
He bets 30,000, but Debbie calls.
Good call. You got it.
Good call by Debbie. She pot controlled and then picked off a bluff on the river. A nicely played hand.
Seth doesn't really have any gear but go so far.
You aren't giving her my money.
Debbie Joyce loves poker and says she loves fishing, and she's going to reel in this pot.
Absolutely, I love fishing. I try to fish as much as possible. Now that I'm retired, I get to fish every day. I think fishing is a lot like poker. You gotta have patience, because there is a reward for putting in that time and effort and grinding, so to speak. I think that in any sport, the more practice, the better you're gonna get. And with Club WPT, you're able to go online at any time and play in a free roll or play in one of the 10-point tournaments. And at that point, you can practice and take different approaches. I think it's very important. I mean, look, I'm here and I won, so definitely you can really win.
Debbie plays on Club WPT as DJ 2008 because she's been a Club WPT member since 2008. So she's a real OG right now.
She has played for a while, and let's see if the experience can pay off here.
Rob folds 8-7 offsuit. Debbie folds ace-5. Paula folds over to JP.
Blinds are 4,000, 8,000. It's getting expensive.
Raise.
And he's going to make it 21,000. Nice to see him raise his hand on the button.
I'm all in.
And Seth, ace-10 offsuit in the small blind, good enough to move all in for 110,000. Not surprised to see him be aggressive in this spot.
JP, he does make the call, and he's going to be happy to see the situation he's in.
I need 10s, no queens.
You'll probably get a 10.
Let's just chop it. Let's go ace, ace, king. Let's go ace, ace, king.
That's reasonable there, ace-10. Not a ton of chips, you put it in.
You know, I think at this point, JP's done folding to Seth. I think everybody's done folding to Seth. Flop is king 4-3, rainbow.
5 deuce.
Seth is calling for some chop outs, 5 and a deuce. Would give them both the wheel.
Or a 10.
How about a queen?
Seth is looking for a 10 to eliminate JP.
Not going to be a chop. He's going to need the 10 and a 10 only.
Now I need a 10.
Or else we will see JP doubling up, and that is what happens with the 3 of diamonds on the river.
Was that a split? Wait a minute, is that a split?
No.
Yeah.
Looking for the split. Seth's looking hard.
No,
I don't think you're going to find it here.
Ace, ace. Yeah, got it. Okay, I keep thinking there's
Seth never wants to give up on a pot too easily.
Give me a break, will you, man? Let me have one hand, will you? Jesus. I'm back in the game.
Not your lesson from that last fold, huh?
Paula with the little needle.
I say, God, if he beats me again on some crappy damn 7, I'll die.
JP Carabaz from Tallahassee, Florida. He just celebrated his 50th anniversary to his wife, Karen, and he is hoping that he can take home $10,000, maybe buy her a nice anniversary present, you know, plus that $15,000 WPT main event package.
Paula wakes up with an ace-10.
I raise 16.
She does make the minimum to 16,000 a min raise.
JP looks at king-queen offsuit, and he's going to call. Seth's going to take a break now.
Good thing he did, because Kevin wakes up with aces.
I'm all in.
And he gives a little bit of shrug of the shoulders. What else can he do? He's got 36,000 total. He puts it all in.
Okay.
Paula is not going to take long to call the additional 20,000.
JP always looks so pained.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fold this thing down. I got 16 in now, and it's 36.
He knows with the raise, the all-in and a call, his hand is not in particularly great shape, most likely to start.
But he is going to make the call as well, so that means there's going to be a side pot between Paula and JP. Kevin is all in, and he has way the best of it, and he's just hoping his hand will hold up for a nice triple up.
Gonna see the 10-5-3 rainbow flop.
I'm all in.
Paula does make top, and she says, I'm all in, protecting against JP, which I like.
Nice hand, Kevin.
Perfect time.
Paula is going to see that an ace is not going to help her, seeing as Kevin has pocket aces. She's going to need another 10 in order to eliminate Kevin.
I got 2 more 10s in there.
Yeah.
Could be the 4 deuce run out for a chop. That's a little less likely, and there's a jack, so now it will be a 10 and a 10 only on the river.
And the rivers, the 5 of diamonds, Kevin's aces are gonna hold up. He looks very relieved to get this nice triple
Good
up.
job, good job.
Patience.
Tripled up.
Yes. And you're right, I got it right on time.
Thanks to Club WPT, some of these players get to turn a free roll into a payday. Find out how you can get in the game at clubwpt.com. This has been an action-packed week here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and these players really found out what it means to be a Club WPT VIP.
The player party was spectacular. Oh, the crowd, the music.
And there was great food and great drink and a lot of fun. And it was very exciting to rub shoulders with the pros.
I got pictures with Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Nick Binger. I had to delete a couple photos because I have so many.
To be able to rub shoulders with the best, it was awesome. And it blew my expectations away.
The stuff that you see on TV, we were part of it. We were there. It was like a family.
Club WPT put on a phenomenal party. It was just unbelievable.
Where were we at that party, Jeff? That looked like a lot of fun.
Yes, it did, but also looks fun as being the chip leader, which Rob is right now. Debbie close behind, and Paula, Ray, and Seth Chia at the bottom. Gonna need to get something going here.
Action is on Kevin to start, and he's gonna fold. So does Rob.
Debbie gets out of the way, queen 6 suited.
Paula folds, and it's to JP now in the small blind with king queen offsuit.
Gives the casual flick in there. Pretty big hand.
I'm all in.
Oh, you son of a
beep. Seth goes all in instantly.
Good luck, all in.
Thank you.
No, let's not give him good luck. Let's let him have his way home.
Yes, that's all.
I wouldn't be able to sleep if I didn't call you.
So king, queen, blind on blind for 4 blinds. Gonna need to make the call. He does ultimately do it, and he's maybe a bit surprised to be behind. Seth waking up with a nice hand there in the big blind.
King, queen, man, I've seen other do. There's been a lot of aces and 10s, though.
Yeah, it didn't help last time.
Yeah.
Just pop an ace out.
I thought you had, like a 5 deuce or something.
Flop is 8-6-4 rainbow.
Look at this crap. Give some face cards. Please.
Ace.
Seth's ace high still good.
JP calling for paint. He's gonna need to find a king or a queen with 2 cards to come to the turn. No help, deuce, so he's down to the river. We'll need a king or a queen, or else Seth, his nemesis today, will double up.
And the river is not a king or a queen.
Still alive.
And JP, you know, showing a lot of emotion. I think Seth has gotten under his skin a little bit with how aggressive he's playing.
Son of a gun, man. You're killing me. You're just killing me.
JP's not loving it right now.
I'm not an emotional player, but do I ever get on tilt? That's a good question. Look at this crap. Oh, you son of a... You know, sometimes when you get cracked and you have a big hand, you get a little tilt. You're killing me. You're just killing me. But I try to get over it right away. And I think I am a thoughtful person that is driven to excel. If I don't excel in it, I keep trying till I do. That's the way I live my life. How can you have an ace when you usually do it with something else?
JP plays on Club WPT under the screen name JP Kara, and he says his favorite player is Phil Hellmuth, the poker brat. I'm not surprised at all.
Absolutely. Also, he loved tennis, and when he was a youth, he played competitively, being ranked as high as number 23 in the world.
Action folds around Apollo with 4-3 offsuit. She's gonna fold. So does JP, and what do you know? Seth probably gonna get in the mix here in the small blind. Ace-6 offsuit. He makes the call, and Kevin is gonna check his option here with 9-8 offsuit.
Flop comes 8-deuce-5 with 2 diamonds, neither player having a diamond. Seth is gonna lead out here after limping in for 12,000.
Raise 24.
And Kevin makes it 24,000 with top pair.
And Seth is thinking his ace high may be just good here.
The turn brings another 8, giving Kevin trips now, and it might make Seth feel even more comfortable with his ace high on this paired board. He checks.
Normally you would bet again here, but knowing his opponent, Seth, being pretty aggressive, he decides to give him some rope.
Yeah, Kevin checks back, and on the Queen of Hearts river, let's see if Seth's gonna go for it.
All in.
Oh.
A call.
You got the 8? Yeah. I figured you had 8 when you looked.
Nice job, Kev. Nice job, man. Way to check that down. Good job.
Sorry to snap call, dude.
You got it. He's got it.
Seth Chia is going to be eliminated. He's the 6th place finisher. He's played really fast today, and he's going to talk to Caitlin.
You're out earlier than you probably wanted to be, but how has this whole experience been for you?
Whole week's been great. The staff, the Club WPT, great. Enjoyed it. First rate, first class.
We can find you on the felt again soon at clubwpt.com.
Probably right after this, I'll be back on clubwpt.com.
You might see him in there. His name is Chia Pets, so watch out.
5 players remain, but only one will become king of the club. See who has what it takes when we return.
Hey everyone, Nick Binger here with your LearnWPT.com tip of the day. If you're just waiting for good cards in tournaments, your chip stack's gonna dwindle down and down until you have less than 10 big blinds. To prevent this from happening, you have to be able to make a pre-flop reshove. Reshoving, or re-raising all in after another player raises first, allows you to win uncontested pots pre-flop so that you can chip up in tournaments. Look to make this move when you have a stack of between 10 and 20 big blinds, so you have a good risk-reward ratio on this play. For more information about reshoving and other moves, check out LearnWPT.com today.
Great tip from Nick Binger there. I feel like a lot of times players are playing a little bit too tight, and when your image is really tight, you actually get a lot more folds for your reshove because they're putting you on really big hands.
Absolutely. We're down to 5 players, Rob and Debbie at the top, so it's getting exciting, and everyone jockeying for position here for that top prize of 10 grand plus the 15,000 World Poker Tour tournament package.
Action folds to JP, and with ace-7 offsuit,
All in.
he's gonna move all in. Can't really blame him for that, given the blinds.
Shoves first in, which is a powerful play. It's a lot easier to shove than call.
That hurt. That hurt.
And we see Rob lay down a pocket pair.
You had a pair, right, JP?
Yeah, big pair.
Oh, JP.
Had your hand.
Nah.
Yeah. Aces.
Can't even keep a straight face on that. He's smiling ear to ear.
Now JP's resorting to just outright lying to his opponent.
That's allowed.
Action is on JP first now, and he looks down at King-9 offsuit. He's gonna fold.
Kevin 9-5 gets out of the way. Rob with the 9-7, not gonna play. Debbie, Jack 8, and she is gonna limp in. And Paula.
Paula with Jack Deuce offsuit from the big blind is going to check her option. Flop is Queen 8-4, all clubs.
Neither player with a club. Debbie does have a pair.
Turn is the 10 of clubs.
Debbie's gonna check it again. Paula checks and double checks her cards for a club. Doesn't have one. The 9, both players gonna make a straight.
But there's a flush out there. And now Debbie decides she is gonna bet. And Paula, she's like, I'm gonna go all in. I mean, I only have 14,000. I have a straight. I don't have the flush, but
You can have it.
for 2,000 more, Debbie's gonna fold.
Wow.
You had the ace of clubs?
I wonder if she knew how much more it was, because to bet 12 and fold for 2 more, that's a little bit of confusion.
Good play. Good play. Thanks.
For Paula, she's gonna get a nice pickup there on what was a chop pot.
Where'd you eat last night?
Well, Jeff, that noise can only mean one thing.
That's right. I think I see Lynn Martin joining Caitlin down on the horizon.
All right, it's time to set sail and find out which lucky player will win a WPT cruise for 2.
I'm so excited to share this with you. I've got to say, the WPT cruise is one of the highlights of my year. So one of you are going to get to join us.
And Lynn, what do they have to look forward to here on the cruise?
Oh, well, it is one of the greatest holidays. I mean, you get to go to tropical destinations, and while you're out at sea, you get to play poker. I mean, what more could you want, right?
She's gonna help me draw a name. You're gonna come up, select a hat, and if your hat has the gold star on it, then you won.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Lynn, will you do the honors?
Okay. Who's the first possible cruiser? Kevin.
Come on up, Kevin.
Lynn, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Caitlin, I'm going to do this one.
You're all right. Just hold tight right there. And we're gonna have you show it to the audience. And if your hat has the gold star on it, then you won. Go for it. Kevin is our winner of the WPT Cruise for 2. Congratulations.
I'm so excited. That's great.
Congratulations. And his lovely wife right here. I bet she's going to be your +1, huh?
I'm so happy.
That's a pretty awesome prize to win. I want to go on a WPT cruise.
His wife Renee was right there. That's amazing. Congrats to them.
Back to the table we go. Action here on Paula. She has ace-10 offsuit.
I'll go all in.
And she's going to move all in. She
Good luck.
Thank you.
really only has 3.5 big blinds. She definitely was hoping to pick up a hand that she can go all in with. JP with ace-4 offsuit behind her is considering making the call. But nope.
Kevin, not a decision with 7-5.
I call.
Rob, though, there's a hand he's used to, the biggest of the non-pairs, ace-king.
And you know, Rob does continue to run good here, having Paula dominated.
King versus 10.
Rob fist pumping early.
We've seen it win before.
Yeah.
Ace-10, yeah.
Paula's tournament life at stake here.
Come on, throw a king down for me.
No kings.
All right. No kings, but no 10s. All right, I'll work with you. Tell you the truth, I'm not feeling good.
Flop is Jack 6-6. So, you know, a couple of chop outs here for Paula, but Rob is still ahead. His kicker's still playing. Turn is the 9 of clubs.
I can't watch.
Get a 10 for me.
You're supposed to say one time.
I do what you
One time.
Paula will need a jack 9 to chop or a 10.
Nope, the deuce of diamonds comes on the river, and that means Rob is going to eliminate Paula. Really great effort, though, by Paula Ray from Bristol, Connecticut. She's a real estate broker, and she's going to go home and play on Club WPT under the screen name Abadaba, and she's going to talk to Caitlin.
I love interview time.
I I did my best, and it's been a lot of fun. I did my best.
Well, you're undeniably a winner already. What are you thinking for the rest of the tournament? Who do you think is the best competition out there?
I think you're going to change the title to Queen of the Club.
Ooh, that sounds like a vote for Debbie. All right, well, we'll see.
We are down to 4. That means 1 away from the money. Let's take a break, come back, see who gets it done. We are bringing the fun here at the Seminole Hard Rock, and it's time for card counters. All you have to do is identify the missing card from the 13 cards in a particular suit. Joining Caitlin to play is JP Carabas.
All right, you remember what to do?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
let's
ready.
start it. Show us those cards.
Uh-oh. That's what I thought it was. I was sure it was going to be the jack, but my final answer will be the 6 of diamonds.
6, final answer?
Final answer.
Show us that card. 2 of diamonds. Darn.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes.
Better luck at the table, JP.
Well, let's see if JP can avoid being on tilt after getting that incorrect.
JP is the short stack right now on the money bubble, and you hate to be in that position because a lot of the times that does mean you end up being the bubble person. Rob folds. Debbie has ace-9 offsuit. And she's gonna call.
God, I ought to be playing this.
And JP also calls from the small blind, and Kevin here in the big blind with 8-6 offsuit checks. 7-6-5 2 spades. So Kevin has a pair and an open-ended straight draw.
24,000.
It's checked to him by JP, and Kevin is going to put out a bet of 24,000. That's going to be good enough to get
Good in.
Debbie and JP to fold.
Nice, nice.
Very
nice.
I was looking for the 8, but I had the straight.
Kevin takes the initiative and wins that pot.
When I first found Club WPT, it's 2000, I got crushed by a forklift. I was having a hard time sleeping. My sleeping patterns were off. I was wounded. I went over to the computer, put in online poker. After my accident, poker really gave me something to fight for again. And anybody can win. That is really what I really love about poker. Everybody does have a chance. In my entire life, I have been a, if you can see it, you can achieve it person. And I did believe that I would be here, that I would get an opportunity to play with the big boys.
It's a good story from Kevin Hozak. It's nice to see that. It seems like he's recovered pretty well. And, you know, he's here now. He has a